Konnichiwa, ex-communists, and welcome to the land of the rising sun in Operation Noxious Remix. In the tradition of animes like Robotech and Macross, we have shot down the bad guy's ship, and they have smartly crash-landed in Japan, the spot where a UFO will most likely blend in, because, as we all know, Japan is so high-tech that even a UFO won't look out of place. Unfortunately for the aliens, they crashed in the boonies, and we are charging in to clean up the mess and, you know, strip down their car for parts. Also, I'd like to point out that we are in Japan and we don't have our giant robot Gemini Spark. Seems like an oversight on my part. Gemini would be huge in Japan. We could have sold action figures and everything to supplement our paltry funding from Lex Luthor and the rest of the council. Now, this map is wide open. That's bad for us. But the fact that Jimmy still has the mimetic skin gene mod lets her be invisible as she moves around this battlefield. So we can move her first, and as long as I get her to cover, she's going to be invisible and able to spot any potential threats. We move Jimmy further up and again, see no aliens. But we do find us a nice shiny pillar of meld suspended in midair with no canister around it. Geez, Japan is so high-tech they don't even need to contain the meld. It contains itself. So we charge up to the meld column and I fully expect to find some aliens. Only I don't. All I find is the other meld, which is also just floating in the air. Gotta love texture bugs. But this means we're going to be able to capture both melds this mission without a fuss. So that's different. Now, it's been 3 turns, and thanks to Jimmy's invisibility, we have been flying across the map. So, surely we'll run into aliens now, right? I guess not. So that means we are in full paranoia mode. When you go 4 turns and you don't see any signs of the aliens, something feels wrong. You worry that they're all hanging out in the same room for the ultimate ambush or something. We have collected both meld, and we wait for the aliens to turn to see if they will show themselves. And while we don't get a visual, we do get a beat on their general direction. I have Jimmy check this room here to make sure that they don't have a surprise by jumping out on our flank. Once we have confirmed that yes, this room is empty, we press forward towards the direction of the sound. As we keep going forward and we keep not seeing anything remotely gray or not of this world, we all get a little more tense. But seeing the location of where the various alien sounds come from, we're sure that they're in this room. Now, we could have Jimmy barge through the door, still invisible, and get the lay of the room, and then we charge around the corner and fight whatever's in there. But if you think that's a good plan, please stop and consider that that puts the rest of our assault team further back, making it difficult to actually get an overwhelming shock and awe style of attack. And we've already captured both melds, so there's no time restriction on us. That means we can afford to slowly but surely set up the most brutal entrance possible. We have Jimmy sneak around the back like a disobedient teenager and peek in on the neighbors. What we find is that the neighbors seem to have been using steroids and plasma weapons. Luckily for us, at this point in the game, 2 regular mutons don't pose that large a threat to us. So I just move the team up and get ready to attack and overwhelm them, with Jimmy secretly in their flank like a dagger in the back. Once we're ready, we have Uncle Lothar open up the door. It seems Jimmy's report of what was in the room left out 2 rather egregious omissions. Those are indeed 2 sectoid commanders, fully armed and capable of mind-controlling soldiers. We are going to need to strike with authority and never give them a turn. So, when it comes to damaging a lot of enemies all at once, you can never go wrong with DJ Sucre's rocket launcher attack that he has cleverly named Boom Boom Bang. Very creative, Sucre. We're so proud. With those aliens having 8 less health, it's time for us to take care of the muton who didn't get hit with the rocket. Fortunately for us, it inadvertently took the worst cover in the game. I imagine it's quite concerned when it feels a sharp, hot pain stabbing it in the ribs, but that concern quickly disappears as Jimmy pulls the trigger and cooks the poor sucker from the inside out. Jimmy then takes advantage of her double tap ability to fire again, this time at the Uber sectoid she is flanking. And Mondo sectoid soon gets it through his head that we don't like it very much. And I do sincerely apologize for that pun, that wasn't the best. Now, I have a variety of options for how to deal with the other two aliens. Both are at low health, but as they are the ones in most need of promotions, I'm trying to give Uncle Lothar and Pharaoh's Queen the kill. Now, Uncle Lothar has a higher percentage shot on the Super Sectoid than the Muton, but the Muton only has 2 HP left and the Super Sectoid has 6 left, and 6 is the maximum damage Uncle Lothar's gun can do. In this situation, with the kill, not the damage being the goal, I feel I have a higher chance to actually kill by shooting at the Muton, so that's Uncle Lothar's target. And lucky for me, Uncle Lothar hits his coin flip shot, making me look good in the process. That just leaves one lonely little alien, but Citrus Architect has a laser shotgun, and an unhealthy thirst for alien blood. That combination makes sure that this little guy won't feel alone, he'll just feel dead. It's now the aliens' turn, and a Mechtoid and Sectoid burst into the middle room to see what all the racket was about. But they don't quite travel far enough to see us apparently, because they don't react by taking cover or going into Overwatch or anything. I love it when the stars align for us. I stealth Jimmy up to cover, and everyone else rushes to the concealment of this wall, and they go into a firing line of Overwatches. Should the odd couple here run at us, there's going to be a flurry of plasma and lasers to greet them. Sure enough, the Mechtoid rushes forward, and the shooting gallery commences. Our more experienced soldiers of DJ Sucre, Citrus Architect, and Shiosk have no trouble hitting the giant target, but Uncle Lothar and Pharaoh's Queen seem to be dumbstruck that there are actually fighting giant mechas in Japan, and their shots go a bit wide. But with this many guns pointed at it, the Mechtoid is as good as dead. So I take aim with Lothar and Pharaoh's Queen, and I figure we're going to see who wants to get the experience points. Lothar? Seems he doesn't want any. Okay then. Pharaoh's Queen, impress me.
Negative damage.
I said impress me. Okay, thank goodness for Bullet Swarm, or that would have been a very depressing showing by our greenhorns. The Sectoid is behind full cover and in Overwatch. I could rush forward with Citrus to break it, but in doing so, that could activate any other aliens that we can't see on the other side of the ship. At the current moment though, he's no threat because the only soldier that the Sectoid could fire at, Jimmy, is kind of invisible. So I could just put the team in Overwatch and see if the Sectoid figures out why we aren't pressing our advantage. Unfortunately for the little alien, he failed the logic test of his life, and Jimmy's going to punish him. I'm now confident that there's only 1 or 2 groups of aliens left. I search the control room and find nothing. But Jimmy does hear the rustling of branches, leaves, and mechas outside. We have her rush out there, and we find another odd couple of a Mechtoid and Sectoid. Like the last one, they have no idea we're here. So I split the team up, using the sides of the UFO as concealment so that we can have yet another great surprise round. And proving that the random number generator likes us this mission, the duo of patsies here makes our job easier by moving closer to the hull of the ship, making it harder for them to spot our movements and moving closer to us at the same time. Though, to be fair, this tactic would have been a perfect thing to do if I didn't have an invisible predator watching their every move. That's still a somewhat new development that they just don't have the military experience to counter yet. We set up our usual line of Overwatches, and the aliens, getting the crazy feeling that they're being watched, decides to move. This only exacerbates their problem because Jimmy opens fire on the Mechtoid, and the Sectoid proves that he wasn't a very important character in the story because Shiosk and Citrus kill it off screen. The Mechtoid makes the best decision it could possibly do in this situation by getting a flank on 3 soldiers and going into Overwatch. But we quickly break that Overwatch with Citrus's lightning reflexes. With no Overwatch, we, once again, prioritize giving the kill to Lothar, Pharaoh's Queen, to further develop our prospects. So, I have DJ Sucre run out into the open, nick off some health, then Jimmy does the same. With only 5 HP left, it's time to see who wants that promotion the most. And because she's my cousin and nepotism is totally a thing, I give Pharaoh's Queen the first crack at it. And her nickname should be FedEx because she delivers. Operation Noxious Remix is a rip-roaring success. This isn't the first mission where we've had Jimmy's mimetic skin, but I feel this is the first mission that shows just how absolutely overpowered it can be when used properly. We are at this point of the game where we are feeling quite strong with our weapons and abilities. The aliens' two main advantages are their numbers and the element of surprise. If we use mimetic skin properly, they lose both of those because we get to control when we get into fights, not them. That is more powerful than any rocket launcher. The feeling of good times get tempered though by the fact that no one gets a promotion. What I do decide to check though is kind of on a whim. I want to see if I have any medals sitting around. Sadly, I have been sitting on a Gypsy Danger Medal of Honor. This badge gives our recipient +1 to aim and will for every mission without a casualty. We recently have had a lot of those, so I've been missing out on a lot of bonuses to hit. Silly me. I decide to reward it to the man who's been with us since the beginning, 01 DJ Sucre, because heavies can use all the bonuses to hit they can get. And DJ Sucre shows his appreciation by giving us a crisp salute. Hoorah! So we get to scanning, and today is the day a lot of Foundry projects are going to be completing. Improved Pistol 1, Improved Pistol 2, and Alien Grenades all finish. Of the 3 projects, Alien Grenades was the most important one that we finished, though rather than getting into the details right now, I'll explain why next episode. We scan again and stop it on the 10th because we need to get some satellites built. 2 satellites to be exact if we're going to fill up our maximum coverage. To afford that, we need to sell off a bunch of Exalt's old weaponry, some damaged UFO parts, and the last of the alien surgery tables that we pilfered from the alien base. Then we begin construction with some money left over. We scan again and our workshop completes, giving us a few more engineers. I put them to work on constructing a new power generator because we are almost tapped out of power and we're going to need more if we're going to build any more rooms on the XCOM campus. Back to scanning and our plasma rifle research completes. We are starting to get into heavy ordnance now, baby. Now there's one thing that is a problem with plasma weapons. They are stupid expensive. That gun costs more than 3 satellites. Now, for pure plasma rifles, I can attain a few by simply capturing further mutons and using their guns. So we're going to be on the lookout for a few mutons to Shanghai in the future. But for now, I really want to get at least 1. So we sell off all of the alien stasis tanks and the last of the creepy cannibal food, and we make ourselves a big old fatty plasma rifle. I immediately go in and give it to Citrus and give Emi-san Citrus's laser shotgun. Why would I not wait until my next mission to equip it? We'll get to that in a second. We scan again, and the improved medkit foundry project completes, making our medkits heal for even more. We continue to scan, and something fishy is afoot.
What the hell?
Sir! Internal systems are shutting down all over HQ!
And I'm very British. Oh crap, we use those. Yes, Valen, by all means, stand there, slackjaw. Don't do anything to actually help them resist. Explosions! Chaos! What is happening? Captain Sweatervest, do something!
This is Central. Security status red. Repeat.
Uh-oh, I've seen horror movies. His eyes have no pupils, he's possessed. For the love of all that is cinematic, please do something hardcore! Oh, that qualifies. Turn it sideways. It looks so cool. Or, you know, just use the proper form.
What have you done? Answer me!
Sir!
I'm still very
we're picking up
British.
movement near the outer perimeter. Multiple sensors have been tripped. We have a breach.
So yeah, welcome to the coolest thing the Enemy Within brings back to XCOM. The base defense mission. I hope our soldiers are ready because, ready or not, here they come. We're here.
Hostile forces have infiltrated XCOM headquarters and are moving in with reinforcements. We have to protect the base at all costs. If we don't hold the line here, any hope we had of stopping this invasion will be lost.
Tune in next week as we put the home defense scene from signs to shame. The aliens are bringing the fight to our home turf, and water and wooden doors won't stop them. It's gonna take sweat, blood, tears, and plasma to repel this home invasion in Operation Not in My House. Until then, I'm Splice. Let's get this housewarming party started.